Morning. I am winding down on my trip. I am a little bummed this morning because I had all of this video footage that I had to put into the cloud because my phone storage was full, and this is all I use to make my videos because I am not technologically advanced and I don't know how to do the rest. So I had a whole nother video planned, but we'll get that offline when I can re-download it when I have some internet connection. I am aggressively trying to get home right now, but I have to take a break with the animals. We've been go, 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 and these poor critters have been such champions on this trip that they just deserve a day without travel and a day to rest because I haven't stayed somewhere more than 2 nights since I left Yellowstone, and it's been a lot for them. They're really good kids, but they are tired, and I can tell. And I want to share the places that I went, but I've got a bucket list item coming up, and I'll backtrack when I get home and remake another video for y'all about what we did in between. But I really wanted to just kind of take the time and talk to y'all about like the process of like ending a trip. It's almost like there's a little bit of depression that starts to creep in, but it's not really depression. It's more like trying to get your mindset ready to go back to a normal life. So it's like you've had this crazy feral experience, and it's like now it's time to get back in the mindset of going back to work and being domesticated again. And it's exciting, but it's also a bit of a bummer too because of all the beautiful experiences out here. But when you start running out of money, this is the part about not working that sucks. So if I did work while I was on the road, I could extend this trip just a little bit further. And I'm diving into all my resources to make this bucket list item happen. And I also want to see my parents before I go home and get a mom and a dad hug because I probably won't see them for Christmas this year because I'll have to work and make money. So I won't be able to take that time off to go see them in Albuquerque again. And, that's a bit of a bummer, but at the same time, like I've had this beautiful experience and I got to see them this past Christmas and spend way too much time for my mental health with my parents because I lived in their garage for 3 months with the camper. And that was, it was great, but it was also like too much time with your parents at this age. At this stage in life. So not good for your mental health to do probably more than 2 to 3 weeks with your parents at a time, even though you love them dearly. But I can't wait to get home to see them and give them a big old hug. I've had so many epiphanies on this trip, and I'm just so grateful for, my parents and having the support that I did to even make this happen. I'm getting a little emotional about it. So, because it's been such an awesome trip. I just can't even articulate how amazing and how much I've gained and how different I feel and just how beautiful this life is. And I'm happy. Even though I'm crying, I'm happy. Goodness gracious. Okay, stop. Stop it. But no, it's just been everything that I ever wanted it to be. So we're going to end it on a high note, if that gives you a little bit of a hint to what I'm doing. And feel free to take a guess, drop a comment below if you think you know what I might be doing for my bucket list last item before I start heading home to Tennessee. I'm in a non-private site. Like there's the road right there, and there's cars driving by constantly, and they're doing a prescribed burn. So last night the fire department was leaving, and it was like 50 different vehicles that went by, and there was so much dust, and I've got a beautiful view here, but I'll show you. This car's coming up so you can see like how much dust and, oh, no, I thought maybe it was the Forest Service, but there's some better campsites up this road, but I am definitely not taking the camper up there. This is part of this lifestyle. Like yeah, that would be too rough on my vintage camper to get it up that hill. Like, that is a high clearance dually, and it is bouncing up and down like crazy, and I don't want to do that to this camper. There's too many ruts up that road. But I'm a little bit tired. Like, I have been go, go, go. I'm just ready to kind of settle down too. Like, I'm ready to get back home. I'm ready to like declutter, detox, reorganize, and like get my life like back in order. Because when you're out on the road, it's pure chaos all the time. but I thrive in chaos. So now I'm going to go home to a chaotic home that's been left vacant for a year, and it needs probably a lot of love and TLC. And I've got to go back to work so I can make money to fix the things that need to be fixed after leaving it sit for so long. I did Airbnb it in 2019, and at the beginning of 2020, I had some renters that my property management company allowed to rent the house. And I had a red flag when I saw who was renting it, and they were from close by, but they wanted it for like a week. And they said that they had a house fire, and my property management company approved it, and they ended up being drug makers. They made drugs in my house. It was super emotional. I had so much damage that I had to deal with when I got home that I just didn't Airbnb my house again. So I worked longer and I saved more money so that I wouldn't have to do it, because it was just too much to handle before. So this year I didn't do it. And so I don't know really. I've had friends check on my house about once a month, and I'm grateful for them doing that for me, because, you know, it's my best friends in Nashville and they are amazing humans. But I just know that I'll have some work to do when I get home, because when I was Christmas this past year, the temperatures dropped below, like right around 5 degrees, and the power grid in my neighborhood went out. So that could have caused a lot of damage. The water's off in my house. You can turn it on and off pretty easily from underneath. And I told my friend how to do that. And he said that one of my one of my faucets was leaking. So, you know, there's work to be done when I get home, but it's not going to be like when druggies were occupying the house and making drugs in my humble abode, and I just couldn't deal with that again. So this is where we're at. But, you know, it's a weird process. I'm just gonna be honest. It's a weird process. Like when you start to come down from a trip like this to get ready to go back to normal society. So I'll have to become unferal, which is hard. Because I enjoy being feral, but I also want to be home, and I want to be a Betty homemaker again and be domesticated. I want the best of both worlds, which is what I've created for myself. And it's just odd. It's a weird feeling, and that's all I can say about it. But I'm ready to be home. I'm ready to be stable. I'm ready to not be in a parking lot. I'm ready to not be on a side street. I'm ready to not be off a dusty road. I'm ready to not be driving down these really tumultuous roads that are hard to get the camper to, that probably put a lot of stress on like the axle, because there's a lot of potholes and a lot of stuff going on. So, you know, it's just like I said, this is a not private site, and I'm just ready to be home. So that's all. Look at this view. I got the sun right in my eyes. I can't tell what I'm filming, but so I'm in the Rocky Mountains right now. And I mean, even though my site's not private, I mean, this is really worth it. If you look at what I can see here, it's just stunning. And some of the aspens are yellow on the side of the mountain, and it's just gorgeous. And I can't complain. Nobody'd listen. But like I said, I'm ready. I'm ready to get back to normal life. And it's hard when you think about leaving all of this beauty. I mean, it's gorgeous, but I just, yeah, it's going to get cold. I'd need to go down south for the winter if I was still going to travel, because I think it's going to be like a really hard winter. Like I have this feeling it's going to be a hard winter. And I'd just rather be in a place where I have some creature comforts, because the camper's great. But like, I mean, during extreme temperatures like heat or extreme cold, it's not that great, honestly. So like, I really try to follow the weather patterns, weather temperatures, you know, stuff like that, to try and stay safe and make good decisions while you're out here. But like, you don't want to put yourself in an environment where it's going to drop down to 5 degrees. I would not survive in that camper. um, and, you know, I wouldn't survive the triple digit temperatures that we had too when the summer was here. That's why I was stuck in the Olympic Peninsula for so long. But anyway, I just wanted to show you how pretty this was. Like, I mean, come on. Ugh, what a beautiful view to wake up to. And it was a full moon, so I got to watch the moon go down over the hills. So I just had to put Charlie and Rupert up because there's a lady walking with like 5 dogs off leash. I was just polite and I let her know that I had a cat and a dog. and she persisted to scream at me, "It's public land." So I'm like, and I was like, "I'm not trying to be rude. I was just letting you know." And she just like yelled at me. So I wanted to protect her animals in case Charlie got a little leash aggressive. And she yelled at me the whole way, "It's public land. You're out in the middle of the woods, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, I'm not trying to be rude. So I yelled at her just to have a good morning, and I went in the camper with the animals. And, I just wanted to protect all the animals and just let her know. So, I mean, people don't have to be rude, but sometimes you run into that out here. It's just not nice. After processing that whole incident, I don't feel safe here anymore. And I don't feel like my animals are safe because that seemed like the type of person that would connivingly come back. The way that she was yelling at me as she was walking away, because she said it like about 6 or 7 times. She was like, "This is public land. This is public land." And I'm like, and she said it like so nasty and so angry. And I'm like, kindness is free. Okay? Like, you don't have to be a jerk to people because you're miserable. Don't make other people miserable. Okay? Like, I was just communicating with you for the safety of my animals and for the safety of yours as well, that I had leashed animals here because leash aggression is a real thing. And if Charlie felt attacked, she's been jumped 4 times while we've been on this trip already. So I was just trying to communicate with her about having animals on leash versus her having her animals off leash, and be polite about it so that if she did come back this way, that maybe she would politely avoid the campground or my campsite. And she just stood there and stared at me like I was an idiot for a second before she said anything, before she started screaming it's public land. And I'm like, I get that. Like, she's like, "I have my animals off leash." And I'm like, okay. And she's like, "It's public land." And I was like, "I was just letting you know, like, not a big deal. I just wanted to make sure everybody stayed safe, because when I see an off-leash dog, it immediately makes my heart race," which Charlie feels that because she's been jumped so many times. And now I'm moving because I feel completely uncomfortable. And I'm emotional about it because kindness is free. You don't have to be a jerk to people. Anyway, now I don't feel safe. And this is why I'm anxious to get home, is because I want that safety. And I love this life. These things don't happen very often, but man, it's been a while since I've had somebody be a complete rude a-hole to me like that for no reason. And I'm just like, God bless, lady. And I even screamed at her. I was like, "Well, I hope you have a great day." And then I went in my camper and she's still yelling at me that it's public land. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm moving. Okay, you got what you wanted. So good for you. Anyway, I'm not going to let her ruin my day. We're going to move, and I'm going to try and find a better spot, a safer spot. So, and we're going to have a better day. A little bummed, but I think everything happens for a reason. And now that I've had a chance to process, I'm like, we won't have to sit here on a dusty road. I did have a beautiful view. I wanted to enjoy that a little bit longer before we left, because the road to get in was really awful. And I'm not looking forward to driving it out, so that's why I wanted to enjoy the spot for 2 days. But anyway, my poor animals that were going to get some rest are no longer going to get rest. And this is where being subject to the public all the time kind of really sucks. And like camping etiquette, it just seems like for the most part people are good, but then you have stuff like that happens, and it's just so disheartening because I've got so much love to give people, and then you get that response from somebody. It's just like, it's not nice. And at least I won't have to deal with all the dust from here. So I'm just gonna take it as a blessing. I'm gonna go like 2 miles an hour down the road and try and get out of here safe and unscathed into another spot that's about 25 minutes away, and put my animals through more stress today just because of the unkindness of others. So that's what we've got going on, and we're gonna have a much better day now that I'm over it, and we're good. So anyway, but all of this dust, I'm over that too. But all right, we'll see y'all down the road. I will let y'all know where we land. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad about the new campsite, but there's really no reason for somebody to behave the way that lady did for no reason. So I just put the animals through a little extra stress to get them to where we needed to go, and now I've got to figure out if I'm going to give up a day on my next spot. I planned on going through Pagosa Springs, but now I don't know if I'm going to, because I feed off of other people, and I'm kind of angry that I let her impact me that way, but like there's no reason for it. And we're about to have a government shutdown as of midnight tonight. So that means that national park services and forest services and everything else is going to be up in the air. I feel like people are kind of crazy right now. Um, Everybody's angry, and there's really no reason for us to be angry with each other for any reason. I don't have anything to say about it. Like, it's wrecked the way that we communicate, it's wrecked the way that we treat each other, and everybody is out for themselves. And it's like, I wasn't trying to do anything with this situation with this lady other than try and let her know that my animals were on the leash, just so she would, politely avoid my area. And she was totally rude about it. And it's just uncalled for. There's no reason to treat your fellow human beings that way. And now we're in a place where I feel completely safe because I can see all of my surroundings and I don't have to worry about anything like sneak attacking us or coming out of the woods or whatever. Um, Even wildlife, like, I just don't have to worry about it. So we're in a good spot. It might be a little windy tonight, but that's about it. And it was a rough road to get here once again, and it was rough leaving, and maybe about 45 minutes from my other campsite. So now I'm just gonna have to figure out what the new plan is to go through Pagosa Springs. But this is the reality of the situation, and I'm ready for a little stability. Like when you do this for a year, it's a lot. It's a long time to be on the road, and it's been so enlightening and so great, and I just hate to have stuff like that happen. And that is few and far between. So it's not all the time. It's just today was not my day. Had I not said anything, I don't know if she would have come back, so I just wanted to let her know, so if she was coming back, that she would try to avoid my campsite. That's all. And I don't understand it. I just don't. But I'm babbling. And we're in a safe spot now, and I don't have to worry about people with their dogs off leash sneak attacking us because I can see everything from here. And it is beautiful. I'm not unhappy with it. But I don't know. I would have been so uncomfortable staying there, knowing how she behaved, thinking that she may come back through with her 4 or 5 dogs that she had. And I'm just like, I can't feel comfortable. And you guys know that I'm triggered by off leash dogs anyway. And it's just like, that's unfair to other people when you behave that way with your dogs off the leash. Like, there are people who have been attacked by dogs who are fearful of dogs. That's why I also keep Charlie on the leash. Not because I'm afraid I'm going to lose her. In the same token, it's just, I don't want her to go running up howling at somebody and have them get scared, because she can look kind of scary. Her blue eyes scare people sometimes. And, it's unkind to other people to behave that way when you are making other people uncomfortable. So, I don't know. Anyway, we're here, we're happy, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day and enjoy the sunshine because it is beautiful here. It's like a nice 65 degrees. It's not hot. Thank goodness there's no tree cover here, but that's okay. We're still in such a pretty place. So, not going to complain one bit about that right behind me. I am a little concerned because I just checked the weather, and it looks like for about 2 hours tonight, there's about a 40% chance of rain, and then it's all the way until the morning between like a 30 and 10% chance. So I'm going to get some rain. I'm just hoping it's not that much because I'm down this very dry dirt road. And whenever it rains out in the dry climates like that, that could be a possibility or a risk of getting stuck. So there's some really heavy looking cumulus clouds around, and I don't know like if a storm is brewing. So hopefully not. Hopefully I'm not going to find myself in a position where I'm like, crap, should have just stayed where I was at. But that road was no better either, so I don't know. But I'm only 4 hours away from Albuquerque. I just don't want to rush, rush the end of this. Even though I had kind of a rough day with that lady this morning, like, it's still a beautiful trip. I'm in such a beautiful place. Like, I've got this gorgeous view. I'm just trying to soak it all in while I can. Like I said, I get in this really strange state of mind when my trips end. And I'm always in a strange state of mind when they begin, too, because it's like this transitioning. It's getting uncomfortable again in life, and just doing something different and constantly changing. And some people don't deal well with constant change. I enjoy it afterwards, but in the moment, sometimes I'm like, what the heck am I doing? Like, I'm just, I'm kind of ready to be home and just, you know, back to some type of stability. But then when I'm there, and it got really windy, but then when I'm there, I'm gonna miss this, like, all of it, and just being in gorgeous freaking places, and it's incredible. So I don't want to rush, but at the same time, I'm ready. So, and yeah, it's definitely raining over there. There's a storm brewing, so I'm a little nervous. Also inspecting this campsite, there is animal bones that I didn't see because I was going to move the camper over here. There's a little bit better service, but yeah, there's animal bones everywhere, and I get that this is nature. It's what happens, but still kind of, I don't want to move too close because Miss Charlie's going to want all those animal bones. I just packed everything up because there is a storm cloud right over us, and it's been thundering, so I'm just going to back the camper up just a hair to make sure that if I'm stuck in the camper, that at least I have good service. I hit that just right. It's just starting to rain, and I'm going to hop in the camper, and we are probably in a spot that has a little bit better service. It might be a good time for a nap. It is just, it's coming down like sideways out there. But, yeah, so they came in kind of quick, and it got like super chilly. I'm gonna pop my sweatshirt back on here in a minute, but like, the only thing you can do is just wait it out and take a nap. So, I mean, I haven't had a nap in a really long time, but today might be the day. Camper's rocking back and forth too. Hopefully we won't get like in a stuck muddy situation. I mean, I can stay here for 2 or 3 days if I need to, but, and I can be home in 4 hours, so it's not a big deal. I'll get it sorted out, and I'll still get back for my event in time, my bucket list item. Looks like a nap it is. Man, it's whipping out there. It's thundering. It's actually not nappable weather, unfortunately. Yeah, it's definitely starting to come down really hard. So hopefully it won't be too bad. Hopefully it'll be short-lived. Not a big fan of thunderstorms. Rupert finally calmed down and snuggled up in his little pineapple. Today just hadn't really been my day, but it's a better day than what it would have been had we stayed where we were at. So, I'm not mad about it. It's just really crappy sometimes, but we're just gonna stick it out. I mean, the view's still really pretty. It's just really gnarly winds, and it's thundering and lightning, and I saw a few flashes of light, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a really pretty rainbow. So let's manifest that. Hopefully something really nice will come out of this. But it's not looking so good out. It'll be so nice to be back in a house with a flushing toilet and a running shower, laundry, dishwasher, refrigerator, freezer, all that stuff. Like, I'm excited about that. Especially when I'm sitting here in my little tiny bubble, which at this point feels like a mansion because I've gotten so used to living in such a small space. When I get home, it's going to be like I died, went to heaven. So, uh, but like I said, I love every second of this. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you get to a point in your life where you're ready for that next step, that change, and I'm there. Just saw the biggest flash of lightning. Good girl, Miss Char. This is why we came running inside. I wish there would be a big rainbow right there because the sun is just starting to peek out, but I think it's too close together, not at the right angle. That would be epic. Especially where the sun's hitting those aspens. Ugh, so pretty out here. And then it looks like those mountains got just a little bit of snow on the top. I decided to take Charlie for a quick walk during the break in the rain and stay close. That way we can definitely go back. And the only reason I'm allowing Charlie off the leash is because there is absolutely nobody around and I can see everything. I mean, she's a good girl. She typically does pretty well, but we had a scare in Flagstaff where she took off on me at the beginning of this trip. Didn't want to have anything like that happen again. I was just letting her out in the morning. But, you know, obviously if there's other people around or I can't see, I don't leave her off leash. The thunderstorm. It's really cool to see it out here. Like, I'm not... It's one of those things, like when you're in the middle of it, to experience it, to see all the beauty, like the light shining in and out of the mountains and the rain, and just being able to see where the rain is, being able to see lightning strike. Like, that's why I got back in the camper too, because it was like, at least I'm on rubber wheels in the camper and I have some type of covering. Hopefully it won't attract any. I'm not in any type of metal box. I'm in a fiberglass box, so that's helpful. But you know, like, it's just so pretty, and it's spiritual almost to be out in it. But I'm a little worried about lightning strike. I worry about everything, and then I compartmentalize it and I get rid of it. But I'm glad I got back in the camper because now it's like raining like crazy, and big rain chunks too. What was it? Yeah, good timing. I was only out for like 15 minutes in the break. There were just two big ass lightning strikes, like right there. That's crazy. There's a rainbow. I gotta go outside now. I knew there would be a rainbow. Standing out in the rain now. Double rainbow! Oh my god. See, y'all, I was supposed to be here. So, like, there's two lines of purple in that rainbow. Oh my god! My heart just skipped a beat. Freaking knew it. Ugh. So gorgeous. See, y'all, the universe moved me here. I know it did. Like, look at I would have never seen this. Wow, wow, wow. I sound like an idiot right now, like a blabbering idiot, but this is insane. Told y'all everything happens for a reason. Every time I think it can't get any prettier, it certainly proves me wrong. It's raining over where I would have been now. What are you doing, Root? Are you stuck? You need Mom to unstick you? Getting a show tonight. Pure magic. There's another rainbow, but it's really hard to see in the light now. I just watched it fade out. But man, look at the mountaintops, and then there's even snow on some of those in the distance there. So freaking pretty. All right, Colorado. You pretty, all right. Man, I got a show tonight. See? People that are mean let us here. Everything happens for a reason. And we're just so happy we're here. Isn't that right, Poops? You gonna come with us? I don't know where Rupert's taking us. Somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and like pack up and go inside because I feel like we're about to be like right in the middle of where lightning was striking on the other side because it's about to start raining all around us again. So I just rather be off the ground if lightning does strike close and not sitting in a chair with metal in it right in the middle of a possible lightning strike. So we are, gonna be trying to be on the safe side. I feel like some amazing things always happen to me, which is why I'm gonna go inside my camper that is on rubber wheels just in case anything strikes close. So I don't want to be grounded, or I do want to be grounded, whatever. I don't want to get struck by lightning, so we're gonna go inside. Oh man, this Sounds like hail. I'm a little worried. It's almost like nothing happened the next morning. We woke up and it was completely clear and beautiful. No rain in sight. I'm a weirdo. I love scouring BLM land to see if I can find bones anywhere. Or like a skull. I found a steer skull earlier this year in Lordsburg, so we're seeing what we can see out here on the trails. More bones. That's it. No. It's weird looking for animals' bones, but that steer skull that I found was pretty cool. I was hoping to find another one, but we'll see. I mean, I've seen all like this vertebrae, but that's all I can find. More vertebrae. Right there. Yep, those have been there for a while too. More vertebrae. But that's all I seem to find is rib bones, femurs, and vertebrae, and nothing else. So we'll see. At this point, everything but a skull. I know I'm weird. It's okay. We'll find something, maybe. I got played by a creepy teddy bear. I thought that was one all the way from the top of the hill, so I came down, and it's a teddy bear. Ugh. All right. Maybe they're not out here. I've seen like probably about 10 different sets of skeletons, but no skulls. Weird. So gross. Call me the bone collector because I see one. Woo. Yes. Finally. What is this one? Oh man. Yes. Yay! I found one, finally. It looks like a deer, I'm gonna guess. All right, I'll take it. All right, guys, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. Thanks for hanging out throughout the mean lady, the rainbows, and lightning thunderstorm. And like, it's just been a crazy couple days, but I am going to go ahead and jet set back home today because I was looking at the weather, and after the hailstorm last night, I definitely don't want to hang out too long in this type of weather and put my camper through a possible another hailstorm. So I'm going to go ahead and head back to my parents' house. I could really use a mom and dad hug. Plus I've got my big event coming up that I'm super stoked about, which you will see next week. So I cannot wait. Like, this has been a bucket list item for a really long time. Anyway, I really hope to see y'all down the road, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And if you like what you saw, please feel free to like and subscribe. Y'all take care.